The number one mistake that traders make that's going to kill their progress is because they need to seek validation. They need to talk about trading. They need to tell everybody. The best thing you can do is just shut the hell up and get on with it. So in this video, I'm going to go through some of the talking points about external validation and how talking about trading is going to destroy your progress, and instead why you should be growing in silence. If you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe and drop a comment below, because this is going to help boost the algorithm and get this message out to more traders like you. So let's begin. There are traders that love to post their trades, their P&Ls. They're posting it all over Instagram, social media, everywhere. And basically, they're not really trading for the sake of trading. They're trading to post for validation, for dopamine. And those are probably the worst reasons to be trading, because you're seeking validation. You're not going to grow as a trader. Do you understand? And because you're seeking this external validation, it's going to make things very difficult for you, because now you have this external expectation that you're always going to feel like you need to trade. And then you start forcing trades and you start taking setups and you start doing things for all the wrong reasons, because basically you cannot make the distinction between a dopamine validation and actually trading. So that is something that you have to be aware of. And I'm guilty. I did it as well, right? And I would start posting stuff online and it would just get me nowhere. And every time I went into ghost mode and I stopped posting online, sometimes a year, sometimes 6 months, whatever, that's the period of my journey where I had the most success, where I had the most growth, which leads me to the second point, that you need to grow in silence. Silence is not weakness. Actually, silence is a strategy. Silence is strength. Silence is lethal. Just because someone is quiet does not mean that they're struggling. It's probably the other way around, that they're actually doing the real work. They're not out there running their mouth, trying to get validation, trying to be loud. True growth is from being silent. You got to do the real work instead of just talking and yapping about it. I'll give you an example. My cousin, she's 10 years younger than me, and she's drop dead gorgeous, very good looking, and also very smart. And she's also very good with money, right? And she got that from her mother. And so she ended up doing accounting. And then she got a job. She's worked with billionaires. She's, done some pretty high level jobs. But one job that she got was at a hedge fund. Now she was on the accounting team for this hedge fund. And this is $1 billion company that she's working for. And she told me that the number one rule or company policy within the hedge fund is that you do not post your trades, you do not post or share any P&L whatsoever, anything to do about work, you do not talk about it on Instagram. If the company finds any trader posting anything about work on their Instagram, they're completely out. They're instantly fired without question. They don't care how good you are. You're gone. That's how important this is. And these guys are trading hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars per position. Don't you think they would at least want to talk about it? No, they don't. They're not allowed to, because the CEO knows better. He knows how dangerous it is to run your mouth online and show your profits and your P&L. That destroys the progress. The minute you do that is the minute you start your decline. because you're now seeking validation. You're making moves. You're moving differently now. You're making the moves for the wrong reasons. Do you understand? You're seeking this ego hit, right? And the best traders are not talking about their trades. They're the ones that are just moving silently, talking less, right? The more you talk, the more you're going to feel like you need to trade. Then you're going to be more inclined to get into the wrong trades because you're talking about trading all the time. You've told everybody you're a trader, right? You're in this group, you're on some chat community, some Discord group, and you're talking about your setups and the market and this and whatever. And then now you got to take a trade because you've been talking about it. That's the wrong thing to do, bro. So the best thing to do is shut up. Don't talk about it. Which leads me to my next point, right? Is if you keep talking about it, you're going to end up going for lunch with the family, you'll be at a barbecue, you'll be at a picnic, a family event, dinner, whatever. And then they're like, oh, so what are you doing with yourself? They haven't seen you, they don't know you, they don't really know much about you. And oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm a trader, I'm doing this, I'm doing. They'll all look at each other and then they'll say, oh, trading, that's bad. They'll put poison into your mind. Telling your family, telling your parents that you want to be a trader, telling your anybody is the worst thing because they're not on your journey. They're not the same path. They don't have the same purpose in life as you do. They might be okay in their, you know, working at Dunkin' Donuts or their fucking 9 to 5 job or whatever they're doing, right? And then you're out here chasing your dreams of becoming this high level elite trader. You're already not the same pedigree. You're not the same as them anymore. So why try to get approval and a permission from them and get them to clap? What do you think? They're going to turn around and say, yay, you're so great. You're a trader. Wow. Keep going, man. They don't understand shit. They think it's a casino. They don't know what an edge is. They don't know what a process is. They have no idea what discipline is. They're mostly losers. So why are you trying to convince a bunch of losers that you're trading? You don't need to talk about it. You don't need permission from people. This is a real important point that I'm trying to make here because some of you think that by telling everybody around you in your circle that you're a trader, you're somehow going to get this ego uplift and you're going to feel better about yourself. And it's just going to destroy you. You're so vulnerable at the beginning of your career. The better way to do it is to not say anything and show up in the Rolls Royce. You don't even have to post a picture of your Rolls Royce on your Instagram. Well, maybe you could, but that's, I mean, you already got the Rolls Royce. You're already doing well. Do you understand? So like posting it is not going to hurt as much, right? But wouldn't it be better to just like post nothing and then show up in the Rolls Royce? And everybody's like, oh, like what the fuck? That is the real power, right? You don't have to try to prove nothing. You rocked up because that was just a result of you being quiet. And I'm telling you, all these hedge fund guys, you don't hear about them. You think they don't even exist because they're fucking in the dark, working silently away from the spotlight. They don't want spotlight. The biggest hedge fund guys are not out here flexing on Instagram. So that is something that you have to think about. And then my last point is that you don't need the external validation. You just need to Work on yourself. That's the most important thing. Because let's say you had a bad trading week, right? And you took that lesson and you turned it around and you got the lesson out of it. Like you figured out why. Only you could understand that. You couldn't explain that to anybody. And that is such an amazing feeling, knowing that you are chipping away at your self improvement, you're getting better. That's all that you need. You don't need external validation. External validation is not going to help you improve. All that's going to do is stroke your ego. So, those are the things that I wanted to talk about in this video, right? Progress. Progress. Real progress is silent. Real growth is silent. And the faster you can learn this, the faster you can appreciate what I'm saying, you are going to see the results for yourself. They're going to show up. Stop posting online, stop sharing your trades. Do that for 6 months and see how fast you grow. Trust me, I can tell you that because I've done it. Okay? So, if you are new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe, drop a comment below, and let me know how you're going with your trades. If you want to go deeper with psychology, check out the first link in the description, the Inner Edge Pro. That's what we do. And until next time, stay safe out there. Bye.